everybody knows how to program at least a little bit. They all have a little bit of programming background at least. And some of them have a lot. Some of them are Masters of Science in Computer Science. Some of them are MBA students who've come in from technical fields and programmed every day. And others are ones who maybe took a programming course in college 4 or 5 years ago, but at least they can think computationally, and that which I think is the most important thing that they need. Data science and business analytics have become very hot subjects in the last 4 or 5 years. We have new tools, we have new approaches, and we have lots and lots of data that traditional techniques just couldn't really store and handle. And I think the word is out. I think at this point, at first, companies and employers understood the need, especially in certain fields. I can remember talking to a major bank 3 years ago about big data, and there was one little group in the bank where one person had a little effort and put a little cluster together. Now that same bank has 5 or 6 major big data clusters, and they're putting all of their credit card data in it, and they're grinding it upside down and sideways, using all sorts of data science kinds of techniques. 2 years ago, or was it last year, I think, our undergraduate dealing with data course had 28 students in it. This year, it has 140. So that means that the parents are now beginning to get the word, because one thing we understand with our undergrads is the parents who are paying very hefty tuitions, they tell their sons and daughters, you should be an accountant, right? Or you should go into financial services or into marketing, because this is where the money is. Now they're getting the word that maybe you should take some more sort of STEM classes in high school and be ready to go into data science or go into fields where analytics is just playing more and more, has become more and more important. It depends on who you are. I have my own definition of big data. My definition of big data is data that is large enough and has enough volume and velocity that you cannot handle it with traditional database systems. Some of our statisticians think big data is something you can't fit on a thumb drive. Big data, to me, it was started by Google. When Google tried to figure out how they were, when Larry Page and Sergey Brin wanted to basically figure out how to solve their PageRank algorithm, there was nothing out there. They were trying to store all of the web pages in the world, and there was no technology, there was no way to do this, and so they went out and developed this approach, which is now Hadoop has copied it, but this is where all these large big data clusters are found. But big data has now also expanded into how do you analyze. There are new analytical techniques and statistical techniques for handling these really, really, really large data sets. We'll probably get to deep learning at some point along here, but